brothers but not by birth, family but not by DNA. Dave and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth.
Hey everybody, it is the phenomenal brother Adam Russell coming to you from the House of Mouse all the way down in Florida here for another week of Unrelated at Birth. And you're probably really surprised to hear my voice bring in the show and no one else. The golden voice of the Southeast, Dave Adams, is on his way from Harvest, Alabama. I guess now it's Madison, Alabama, heading down 75, somewhere now in the southern part of Georgia, heading to Disney World. Not a surprise for any of you that know Dave, that know the golden voice and appreciate that his love for the mouse. Not surprised at all that he's heading down here. He's coming down for a few days to do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party and spend some time at the parks with his kids. We'll be getting together with him, I think, probably for dinner later in the week or something. So keep an eye on the socials. You know, we'll probably go live, post a video, say hey, that kind of thing. But with him on the road and some stuff we've been doing for the podcast and other things, it's going to be kind of a short show. But I'll tell you really quick about the stuff we've been working on. One thing that you have probably already seen on the socials that we're really excited about is that if you have just an urge to rep your favorite podcast, Unrelated at Birth, while you're out and about at work, you know, just lounging around the house, we have new merchandise that's available at shop.spreadshirt.com/unrelatedатbirth. We'll get that link out there so you guys can see it again. But in that shop, we've got t-shirts and hats. We even got some pretty cool, like a mug, a water bottle, things like that. So you can rep your podcast while you're sipping your favorite beverage or in a comfortable t-shirt or while you're just going around in the theme parks. You know, I know that's what we'll be doing. So take a look at that, everybody. We're really excited about that. What we found so far is they actually ship pretty fast, which is surprising considering they go one-off the way that works, where they print them as soon as you order them. They're made just for whatever design and color you choose. And so they ship pretty fast. They are really good quality, so we're really excited about that. So we'll get that link back out there, but really encourage you to take a look at that. The other thing that we've done is we just got our first YouTube video on our channel that's not one of our shows. And it's actually a recap from when Dave came down, gosh, I guess it's been 2 or 3 weeks now, around my birthday to visit Disney's Hollywood Studios. And we did a preview of the Skyliner. And then we also did a walkthrough of Batuu. And Dave got his first experience there, tearing up at the Falcon and getting emotional about walking through. All of that fun stuff. And we had a really good time. The Skyliner was great. We show you kind of each leg of the trip so that you can kind of get an idea of the views and stuff like that. And we comment on some of the cooler parts of the trip, and I won't spoil anything, but there's a couple of legs that have some really neat things about them that you just don't get really with anything else on property. And then for Batuu, Dave tries blue or green milk, so you got to see which side he lands on which is his favorite. We go to Ogas Cantina, had a good time there. And just kind of walk around the land and get an idea for what's going on there. So Dave really enjoyed himself. I know it was great being there for his first time through it. And then we also had Ryan Street from the I Am Geek podcast with us. So you'll see him make a cameo appearance in there. So thanks to him for joining us that day and having a good time all around. So that's kind of the new stuff that's out there, guys. Other than that, if Dave were here, I think the topics I'd at least want to talk about. I had kind of a Star Wars nerd week. The first thing that happened was Triple Force Friday, last Friday. And I haven't really bitten on a lot of the merchandise lately, but the two things that I just had to get my hands on this time around were the Black Series figures for the Mandalorian and the Sith Trooper. And I was able to find a Sith Trooper in the white first edition box, which I know it's just a box. It's not that different, but it makes me feel better about it. It looks cooler to me. And I was absolutely in there. It was hilarious. Me and the kids were on the floor posing them and playing with the weapons and stuff like that. And it felt a little bit like being a kid. My daughter went and got all of my old, early to mid 90s Star Wars figures that came out when all of that was hot, right before the prequels and all of that. And we were playing with those too. So it was just nice to, get something and bring the kids into kind of the new stuff that's coming out and just kind of play with toys again and be like a kid. But I have to say, looking at the Mandalorian figure and looking at the type of stuff that's come along with that, I'm really excited about that show. Can't wait for Disney Plus and that show to launch on November the 12th. Really excited about that. But the other thing that I kind of geeked out about, actually just finished it tonight, was the book Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Black Spire by Delilah Dawson. And it is the book that's kind of the backstory of why the Resistance is even on Batuu in the first place. And it kind of integrates so well with the merchandise shops and the restaurants and all that kind of stuff, to where you really get a feel for why those things exist and how things came to be and how the whole storyline fits. And probably even how it fits overall with the entire saga that they're playing out right now. So I'm interested to see with the new movie if they do anything like that. But I think just the way that it tied in, and then you look at the first look that they gave for Rise of the Resistance at D23, and you can see how everything just kind of seamlessly flows. So it was kind of a Star Wars geek week for me, I guess. And if Dave were here, we'd wax lyrical for a long time and all of that. But with it just being me, I think that's probably all you're going to get. So the other thing that happened this week that I kind of want to talk about is with my son, Aiden. He's in 4th grade now. And my wife and I just adore the play Hamilton. We love the music. We love the story. We love the historical accuracy in most of it. I know a lot of it is exaggerated or changed for convenience. But we'll listen to that music, and we'll strategically cough at parts that we don't want the kids to hear, or skip certain songs and that kind of thing. But Aiden has to do a Hispanic Heritage Month paper for his class. And he chose to do it on Lin-Manuel Miranda, being of Puerto Rican descent, at least. And watching him light up about doing a paper, getting excited about reading the backstory of somebody to do research for a paper has been really cool. And I think the neatest thing about this time around is everything's been written up until this point. This is the first one he's ever been able to type. So watching him do a paper and watching him type at the same time. And, we're sitting there giving him like framework and here's what you should probably think about. But he came up with the title on his own. He's coming up with whole paragraphs on his own. And the idea is his. And the way that he wants to say things is his. It's just absolutely incredible. So anybody that's got kids around that age or has gone through that, I'm sure you can appreciate. If you have younger ones, you can look forward to it. But it was just really neat, going from playing with action figures on the floor in the same week to now he's typing a paper on the computer, and it just makes him feel so grown up. And I'm proud as a dad for that little guy. But those are kind of the big things from my week. Like I said, keep an eye on the socials. We'll probably check in a couple of times. I know Dave will be in the parks, and then we'll check in when we're all together on Friday. Check out the merch, shop.spreadshirt.com/unrelatedатbirth. And then check out our YouTube video. Let us know what you think about it. We love honest feedback. We love to interact with you guys. If there's anything else you want to see, anything you want us to cover, you can always call 650-UAB-SHOW. And that's our phone line, the birth line as we call it. You can give us a shout there. You'll hear a brief message from us and then a beep. Leave your message after that beep. We'll play it on the show. We'll talk about it. We'll laugh right along with you or rant right along with you or whatever it is you decide you want to go off about. So check us out there. And then on the socials, Facebook and Instagram, it's Unrelated at Birth. And then at Twitter, we are at Not Related Bros. Like Dave said, it's very hard to find anything about podcast, unrelated, birth, or brothers on Twitter because it seems like every Twitter handle is taken now. So it's at Not Related Bros. So hope you enjoyed the short show, guys. Really quick listen, but there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you can go check out with the extra 30 minutes or so that we didn't take up of your time this week with a podcast. So take that 30 minutes, go check out our merch, go watch our YouTube video. And when we're back together behind the mic next week, we'll give you a little bit more of a show and we'll talk to you then. Thanks, guys.